Hi guys, this is the very first Razor's Edge Customs review. We have here today the Jazzwares UFC Jon Jones figure. It's got the 32 points of articulation. This is apparently the 2020 limited edition UFC figure. Here is a shot of the packaging. I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. Here's the front of the packaging. See, it's got the 2020 limited edition sticker there. The UFC logo here, bottom left. Picture of Jon Jones on the bottom right. And this is the Ultimate Series. You got a picture of Jon Jones again on the left side of the box. We've got Jon Bones Jones. Quick read-up of him. His UFC debuts, UFC 87. And his career highlight here is a UFC light heavyweight champion. The other fighters in Ultimate Series 1, we've got Daniel Cormier, Donald Cerrone, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Sorry. But we've got a pretty good picture of Jon Jones right here on the back, picture of the UFC ring right here. And we'll get that out of the way now. For a quick showing of the accessories, we've got a American flag that is, I'm assuming, part of like the tail of the tape, that they show during, before a fight, showing where his place of origin or place of birth is. So we've got that. We have this here is a UFC light heavyweight championship. It's got pretty good details. Let's get this pretty nice up close to the camera. Alright, there we go. See, he's got pretty good details. You can very clearly see UFC world heavyweight, UFC world champion right there. Alright, it's got details all around. So you've got that bit of detail there. And you've got this bit of detail there. Clasps on the back. Didn't think it was going to be anything fancy. It's about on par with the stuff that we get with the WWE Elite Series. It's pretty decent quality though. Alright, we'll get that out of the way. You also get a pair of grip hands. Let's get that into frame properly there. We've got that there. And you get an alternate screaming head for Jon Jones there. Bring these closer up to the camera. We'll see we got the UFC tampoed right there on the back of the gloves. Pretty decent quality. Yeah. Open up pretty well. Not too crazy. Don't need a lot of finger strength to get those open there. The other one there, also pretty good job. UFC tampoed right there on the back of the glove. And we have the alternate head. And that actually looks pretty good. As far as likeness, I'd say it's pretty solid. You can tell it's Jon Jones there. I actually even am considering using these heads and maybe even the whole body for a Jon Stewart custom. So we've got that there. Pretty good. We'll put that head on there in a couple minutes. Real quick, just to show how the hands come on and off. They are a horizontal hinge, so they bend forward and downward. Or up and down, I should say. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Left to right, because that's a horizontal hinge right there. Which is pretty good for punching figures. You'll be able to convincingly give a nice cock to that punch. And I think that works pretty good right there. But just like your normal Marvel Legends, you can just pull that off. Grab the other hand there. And slide that right on. Boom. And that's on there pretty good. We'll leave that one on there for the rest of the review. All right, so here we have Jon Jones. Again, likeness, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good detailed head sculpt. Decent paint. I like it. All right. So, quick rundown of some of the details here. It looks like a really nice sculpt, actually. You know, I don't know how much the Jazzwares is going to be reusing sculpts for fighters' bodies. You know, no person really has an exact same body. I did notice that I believe it was the Donald Cerrone and the Conor McGregor share the same body buck already. I don't have that up yet, but I will be doing a video with the comparison for those two guys. I believe Jon Jones is a unique sculpt right now, and it's actually pretty good. You know, tall, muscular, a little on the thin side, and that is one thing that I have noticed with these UFC figures so far, that the bucks are probably a little closer to like true 112 scale. I'm gonna have a bunch of comparisons coming up for the actual height scale, but let's go through the articulation real quick. So these guys have, for the head, it's on a ball hinge, so you get a good up and down, which especially for what these UFC figures are going to be doing, you really want them to be able to look up and down pretty well. So you can see there, head forward, you get good up, get good down, bury his chin really well. No tilt on this guy though, unfortunately. You know, you see that's about all you're getting. But overall, not too bad for head range. The butterfly joints on these guys are actually awesome. You're going to see here, they go all the way back, all the way forward, and they really give an awesome amount of range. He can bring his arm pretty much all across his chest, no real issues. So that looks great. All right, same. Both arms come to above 90. Pretty good. Enforce it a little bit. I'm not really worried about any wear and tear. It seems like a decent quality plastic. That's gonna move up pretty well. That right there is actually the only gripe I've got so far. It's a little slidey with the butterfly joint right here. So you are really going to want to move that back down to get the arm down. And then, you've got the detents in there. So that makes it pretty, not too hard, but especially going back down, it's a little bit more difficult than going back up. And both arms function exactly the same way. Go all the way up and around. You can bring it forward and back, especially with that butterfly joint there. You're going to want to move it up, turn it, then move it back. And I mean, that's an abnormal amount of range, but more than good enough to really simulate those UFC moves, especially arm bars and stuff like that. All right. So we've got double hinged elbows here. They look pretty good, and perfect amount of range right there. Bends completely up. That's great. A little bit, not too ugly there actually with the elbow joint. That's about as good as you can really get, in my opinion, as far as action figures go. So same on the other side. Bends all the way up, no restrictions. Pretty good looking stuff. For his torso, we have a diaphragm joint, which I actually kind of prefer. When they're really well done, you get a lot of range out of it. This one's not too bad. He gets good side to side. The other side there. And you can see not too bad range of motion. He gets a little bit of back. Not really almost any gap right there, but he also doesn't get a whole lot of range there. He also doesn't get a lot of range forward without bending the hips. So that's about as far as that joint's going to go right there. If you bend the hips, engage the hips there, then he will get the full 90-degree, bend there. But just working with that diaphragm joint, you're not getting a whole lot. And that's about everything you're getting out of that. The cool thing about these shorts here is they're actually printed soft goods. Yeah, they're very elastic. You can pull on them right there. And the details don't look too bad. You got Jones right there on the side. You can actually pull these off. They're not glued on or anything. So we'll just slide those off. You can see that he does have some sculpted shorts on as well. The details, the wrinkles of the shorts right here. Turn it around. Got some Jon Jones butt. And it's not too bad looking. The actual implementation of the articulation here is pretty similar to Marvel Legends. So you can actually, it's even better than Marvel Legends because look at that. That's better than a lot of Marvel Legends as far as range. We all know which figures those are. A la Spidey's that don't have a whole lot of range. But that actually looks pretty damn good. There's not a lot of gap there. And you get really good range going forward as well. You get a good, little bit better than 90 there, which is pretty sweet. Get some good kicks up there. You can use the other leg to, kind of get him going with a little bit of a better kick. Nice straight kick. Bend that there. You can get a good pose going. It's in good form. There we go. Look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, again, you have the thigh swivel there. And that comes all the way out, too. Look at that. Good thigh cut. Doesn't break up the sculpt a whole lot. Right on that line of where the shorts are supposed to end. He's got double jointed knees. Really good range on those. I played with it a little bit. Kicks his own ass. Foosh would have a field day with that. All right. Both legs function the exact same way. My left hip is a little bit sticky for some reason, but I mean, hey, that holds pretty well, so no big complaints there. He does have a forward-facing pin for rocker on the foot. Foot goes forward that much, back almost completely. Look at that. And again, there's that pin for the pivot. All right. My honest opinion of these, I gotta say, they're pretty cool. Bucks are a little bit on the small side, but that's not too big of a deal. Honestly, I think these guys are going to make great custom fodder for any customizers out there. It's a decent height. I'm going to pull out some other figures for size comparison. So here I've got the Marvel Legends Phoenix 2-pack Cyclops, which is your average Bucky Cap. Right about the same height. So I think that looks pretty good as far as body sizes. We've got the other Marvel Legends Thor from, I believe this is Ragnarok. I just switched the head out with my Infinity War Thor, where he has the eye patch. So let's just take a quick look at him there. Get his feet up. Considerably taller, but that's also just because that Thor is a pretty tall legend. All right. We have a Mezco PX Punisher. This is a knockoff I bought on AliExpress. And size comparison for that guy there. Also not too bad. About the same height. We have a Lightning Collection Lord Draken. And that looks pretty good next to him too as far as height comparisons. Another really acrobatic figure, or an acrobatic character, to go with the athleticism of the UFC line here. I have the Mafex Dark Knight. Really nice figure. One of my favorites, actually. Here we go. Get him to stand decent. And I think these will actually go pretty well if you have them posed up against your Mafex figures. Scale-wise, I think that looks pretty sweet. And just for shits and giggles, here is Bane, the DCUC Collect and Connect Bane, one of my all-time favorite figures. And for height, there he is. All right. Imagine that contest, huh? So, my last thoughts. These are really nice figures. Likenesses are pretty good, in my opinion. We're going to see in the next couple reviews I do, I'm going to be doing Dan Cormier and what's his name again? Conor McGregor. So I'm going to be reviewing those coming up. We'll be able to do some comparisons with this Jon Jones figure. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's get that other head sculpt on there so you guys can see what that looks like. Yeah, a little bit difficult. There we go. All right, there's that. Pretty good. Get that post-fight roar going. Get a nice pose in there. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty sweet. I like it. I think you guys will too. Again, I think this line is going to be great for what it actually goes out to be, which is the UFC Ultimate Series. Awesome amount of articulation. The Jazzwares boasts the 32 points of articulation. I think that's going to be great. And I'm excited to see what they put out. I'm also excited to see what other body bucks come out, because as a big customizer myself, I'm always looking for which figures I can, pull pieces off. As we can see, there are some big pins in here, but that's always good for customizers because that means we can swap out and pull off pieces as we see fit. So, hope you guys like this review. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be, refining more aspects. I'm more than happy to take some criticisms from you guys. Just let me know what you'd like to see more, what you'd like to see less, and I'll try to deliver for you. So, thank you. Raised Edge Customs. Out. Have a good one.